people will ask, like, "Is that your son?"
What the
And
fuck?
I'm like, seriously? I'm like, what? Like,
Like, when did you
how
think I
do you
had
think, like,
him?
yeah, like, do I look that old to you?
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Yumcha Chitchat. My name is Sue.
I'm Ken.
I'm Jenny.
So, over quarantine, I had a lot of time to reflect and kind of reconnect with a lot of my old friends, and one of them being my half sister, which reminds me that I wanted to ask you guys since I grew up as an only child, and my sister from my dad's side only came into my life when I was a junior in high school. So most of my childhood is like I've spent being an only child, and I've only spent maybe like a year or two with my half sister. We lived together for 2 years. Um, and she left to college. So that was like pretty brief. And I'm just curious, like, I've always felt lonely because within our group of friends, I know that everyone has a sibling, either older or younger. And I'm just like
Mhm.
curious, and I sometimes fantasize what life would be like growing up with a sibling. Um, I know that there are like a lot of fights going on. Like some people um, when they were younger, they hate each other, but as they've gotten older, they grew to like each other. So like, I have a lot of questions. So tell me about your siblings. I know you guys both have siblings. Like, how old are they? And just for the listeners, like, do you guys live together? Are they still in school or working?
So I have a younger brother, and we are 11 years apart.
Damn, 11
um,
years, like
Wow.
more than a decade.
oh yeah,
You almost
yeah.
can be his mom then.
His
What the
mom?
fuck? No,
No, that means she would
I
have
you
know.
the
crazy?
child,
Close
like,
enough.
at
No,
11, yeah, when she's 11.
There's some legal issue for that one. I'm sorry. Just I think 11
you
years long gap
crazy?
anyway.
Your imagination's too crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, since we're like 11 years apart, he's like the only kid in the family. And we still live together. I still live at home. I did move away for college, but then now I'm home, so yeah.
What grade is he in? He's like high school?
Oh yes, high school. First year, freshman year
High
of high
school?
school. Oh my god, I'm such a good sister.
Oh, freshman year of high school.
Wow.
Damn.
I
Sister.
remember.
Okay. And about you, Ken?
I have a brother. We have 5 years difference. I always think 5 years is big enough, but until Jenny said she has 11 years, I think my gap is pretty small too. Small
Mm-hmm. And
already.
he's younger too, right?
He's younger, and then he
Mm-hmm.
just graduated from college this year. But we have been living together since we born, but we did move out separately when I go into college, and then he also went to the same college as mine. So, but we didn't live together because
Mm-hmm.
he was living in the dorm. Now he's working now, but
Mm-hmm.
the place he working is kind of far from home. It's like around 3 hours driving
Mm-hmm.
if he still live at home. So he decided to move out, but he will come back every other week.
Oh, nice.
Hmm.
I mean, 3 hours is not too long. Like some people do move out of state,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
that's still pretty close. But yeah, so because I was the only child throughout most of my teenage years, I felt lonely and almost like jealous of you guys who do have siblings because like all the birthdays I've spent just with my parents, and like I don't have play dates. Like it's just like obviously there are perks of being the only child, like you get the most attention, and um your parents will spend all their money on you, obviously. And but then
What?
Is
like you
that what you
basically
focus on?
you
Spending all the money
basically
on you?
no, scratch that part. Like you basically get spoiled. So but then like I just felt really lonely because I have no one to play with.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I just wanted to know
that's true.
like I want to know what it is really like in those early years. So do you guys like did you guys like each other when you were younger?
So, Sue, I understand you feeling lonely for being the only child because I was the only child for the first 11 year of my life, like how I get all the attention and stuff. But I do really, yeah, I do really like my brother. When he comes to the family, when he, um, pretty much I don't know, like just bring changes because I'm an older sister now. And I do like him. I do think that we are super close. And you guys know how, like, for kids, they only really like focus on themselves or like they only think of themselves, right? Like, so for example, whenever a kid have a candy or they get snacks, they would just like eat it. But, for my brother,
Mhm.
like, I think he in general, like, it's really caring, and he would find a way to
Mhm.
ask another one or save it for me.
Mhm.
So, I think
Mhm.
he do
Wow.
like me as a sister when he's younger.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Like, for example, if he only have one piece of the snack, then he'll, like,
Mhm.
save half of it for me. So, like, in
Wow.
I just think, like,
Wow. That's so
as a
sweet.
kid I know. Thank you, brother.
What about you, Ken?
For me, I do think I'm pretty super close with my brother, and then because I have been like living, because I was living kind of close to my cousin at that when I was in Hong Kong, and then our ages kind of close, so I was always the oldest in the whole group of kids. Because I have another two cousins, cause like two, one is 2 years different, younger than me, and one's 4 years younger than me. So I always be the oldest, and then have been take care of like those younger sibling, even their cousin. And then one thing is kind of
Mhm.
because I always think that because my brother's younger than me, and I have to take care of him. And then he was like when he was small, then he was like kind of selfish. He just kept to himself. Like what's Jenny said, like kid like only care about himself. Then he did feel something that he think that I treat him really good. So he also did something good to me.
Mhm.
Also, he saved food for me. And
Mhm.
I remember one time that I came home late. I remember that was when he was like
Uh-huh.
5 or 6. And then I came home late, and then my mom didn't save me any food. But my brother just like bring out bowl to keep all those food for me as a dinner because he know that I'm not home yet.
Oh,
Wow.
oh, that is so sweet.
Also, other thing I think we are really close to each other, and he really like me. Is like sometimes I go out with my friend to watch a movie or go hang out with my friend. He will always ask me where are you going, and then what kind of movie I go watch. And then after I come back, he will ask me, he's like, why do you go to watch it with a friend, not with me? I want to watch it with you too, something like that.
Oh.
Then sometimes there's some movie that I need to watch 2 times because one time I go out with my friends and I go watch with my brother another time too.
Oh yeah, that reminds me like when you talk about cousin, like for me, other than my half sister, I do have two younger cousins and from my mom's side, and we I think our age gap is maybe 5 years difference. Yeah, like same as Ken. And at first, like, we fight a lot. I don't like him, he doesn't like me. But then there were one time where, like, they moved to Canada, and when I went to visit him, when I was leaving, he actually brought out like fruits for me to eat as like a departing gift. Like he would
Mm,
peel it and he would cut it for me. So like I
wow.
do, yeah, like our relationship did change, and he realized that I'm like the older sister and he really misses me. So and I miss that. Like if I feel like if I had a younger sibling, um like in my family, like I miss having that. So other than that, like did you guys have any moments where you guys were like fighting, and or like was it physical, or did you guys was just like yelling at each other?
So for me, since I'm like so much older, there's no really like physical fights, I believe. I
Mhm.
don't know if you consider, but it's pretty much it's just like me slapping his arm or he comes slap me in the back or something like that. um
Uh-huh.
Imagine Jenny
but
did physical fight with her brother, and the brother just fly away from the house. Then 11 year gap, man.
Yeah, but usually I would just yell at him for things that he did. And when he was younger, he would yell back. Like he doesn't afraid of anyone, not even my dad.
Mhm. Like he's like rebellious?
Yeah, very. And but now that he's older, it's mostly like me giving him lecture.
Oh, and he listens?
He'll just be quiet
Does he listen
because
to
he know
you?
he's wrong.
Oh. Oh, wow. He doesn't try to yell back at you or anything?
But because, like, I'm not yelling at him for, like, no reason. I yell at him because he did something wrong.
Jenny's like, 大姐大 like the big sister. Yeah.
I am. So, yeah.
Obviously, when you give you a lecture, then of course you won't talk back. Then if you talk back, he'll give you more lecture. Why not just shut up and listen?
True,
Yeah,
true.
now he knows. Because when he yells back, I'll be even louder.
What about you, Ken?
I think me and my brother have a physical fight because I know that 5 year gap is still big. So, because one time about I did fight back, but I didn't do it on purposely because he was like pulling my hair and stuff. So I just like push him or and then give him a kick, and then he just hit on the wall really bad.
Oh,
I can
Oh,
shit.
tell.
shit. With his head?
No, it's his back. So just like you can see
Oh,
on the movies something like that, just like give him a side kick and then he just hit on the wall like, and then he
he breaks
crying
through the
and
wall.
stuff. He breaks through the. That's too much. I think that's the only time there's a physical fight, and I do feel bad for that one. So I always keep myself remember like, okay, I cannot give him any physical fight at that time because he's small. Then I'm the oldest one, so I
Mhm.
shouldn't violence on him. But we did yell
Yeah.
at each other. But you usually yell at
Mhm.
something like a logical stuff. Like sometimes, because until now we still yell at each other. But I don't know. Like I don't think we consider this yelling. We are like discussing aggressively,
Talking louder.
talking
Oh, yeah.
louder.
Yeah,
Discussing
right.
aggressively.
Because
Yeah.
we are talking louder, and sometimes my parents are like, "Oh, why stop arguing each other? You should just like more peacefully." And then me and my brother and we will yell back to her, "No, we are not yelling each other. We are discussing aggressively, not like because we have passion to talk about it." Because one time, I remember I was talking about with him about the I forgot what's that about car. Oh, it's about Tesla, the new model and other stuff.
Mhm.
Like we are arguing about the
Oh
Yeah.
autopilot,
my
the safety
god.
issue. But my mom just like we talk
Yeah.
Oh
something
my
like
god.
when we are talking more technology stuff later, we more talk more personally, and my mom feel we are yelling at each other, and then we're like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
we just add it on top. So in general, we just talking that way. Also, I sometimes lecture him because I think my brother is that type of person that doesn't know about others' emotion. He'll just like think about himself, like he thinks it's logical, then he will say it. But actually, the way he talked, the attitude is not good. even though he's right.
Mhm.
So I sometimes just
Mhm.
before I would yell at him, just like, hey, you talking that way is pretty rude. You shouldn't that one. Have you ever think about people thinking? And he was like, I don't think there's any problem with that one. I'm just straightforward to people. I don't care about what they think. I think I'm right, and I'm right. And then, but later on, when he get
Oh,
older,
wow.
then when I would just try to let him know in that way. Then one time I would just say, if I talk with you that way, what do you feel? At that time, he would just feel silent. He was
Mhm.
silent, even though it's like, do you think it's wrong? But in his mind, it's
Yeah.
like, I'm still right, but I don't want to admit. He doesn't want to admit it. He's like, okay, I'm like, okay, and but later on, even though at that time he don't admit it, but later on he did understand it because I can see the changes sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You kind of, like, put him in a other person's shoe to, like, think about the situation.